The rain hammered down like 1,000 accusations, each drop exploding on the cracked driveway as I pulled up to the house. Through the blurred windshield I saw her. My daughter Lily, 12 years old and soaked to the bone, her thin arms wrapped around her knees on the front steps. Her backpack lay toppled beside her, textbooks spilling into a puddle. But it was her face that gutted me. Eyes swollen from crying, mouth twisted in a silent wail, as if the world had just yanked the ground from under her. And there, framed in the doorway like a shadow of judgment, stood my mother, her arms crossed, lips pressed into a thin line of finality. "We've decided this isn't your home," she'd said to Lily moments before, according to the frantic voicemail my girl had left me. Then she'd shut the door, leaving her granddaughter sobbing in the rain. I slammed the car door, fury igniting in my chest like a match to gasoline. "What the hell have you done?" I screamed, splashing through the downpour toward them. Lily lurched to her feet, colliding into me with a sob that vibrated through my ribs. Her wet hair plastered against my coat, smelling of shampoo and betrayal. My mother, Eleanor, the woman who'd raised me with iron rules and conditional love, didn't flinch. She stood dry under the awning, her silver hair perfectly coiffed, as if this were just another errand. "Anna, don't make a scene," she said, her voice calm, almost bored. "Your father left the house to me. It's mine to decide. You and Lily have overstayed." Overstayed. The word sliced through me. After Dad's death 2 years ago, I'd moved back in with her. Divorced, broke, Lily in tow because she'd begged us. "Family sticks together," she'd said then, her eyes misty at the funeral. Now those same eyes were cold, calculating. I could see the new diamond earrings glinting, a gift from her friend Harold, the slick real estate developer who'd slithered into her life 6 months ago. Whispers in town said he was after the property, this old Victorian on prime land overlooking the lake. But this, evicting her own blood. "You're serious," I whispered, holding Lily tighter as she shivered. "You threw my child out in the storm like trash?" Eleanor's gaze flicked to Lily, a flicker of something, guilt, before hardening. "She's not a child forever, Anna. And neither are you. Harold and I are starting fresh. The house is going on the market. You have until tomorrow to get your things." The rain drowned out my heartbeat, but inside a storm raged. Humiliation burned my cheeks. Me, 38, reduced to begging on my mother's doorstep. Heartbreak for Lily, who'd lost her grandfather, her home, now this. Resentment boiled up from years of slights. Eleanor's favoritism toward my brother, her criticisms of my failed marriage, her subtle digs at my waitressing job. But this was betrayal, raw and deliberate. As I bundled Lily into the car, her teeth chattering, I glanced back. Eleanor watched us go, unmoving, the porch light casting her in a harsh glow. In that moment I didn't just hate her. I wanted to destroy her. We drove to the motel on the edge of town, the kind with flickering neon signs and threadbare carpets that smelled of stale smoke. Lily curled up on the sagging bed, her eyes distant. "Why does Grandma hate us, Mom?" she asked, her voice small. "She doesn't hate us, sweetie," I lied, stroking her damp hair. But inside, denial cracked like thin ice. Of course she did. Or at least she valued her new life more. Harold's influence. Or had she always been this selfish, hidden behind a facade of maternal duty? I paced the room, the hum of the ancient air conditioner mocking my rage. Fantasies flashed, storming back, smashing her precious china, screaming secrets I'd buried for her sake. But no, that was impulsive. Revenge needed to be cold, calculated. As Lily drifted into uneasy sleep, I sat at the rickety desk, staring at my reflection in the cracked mirror. My eyes, red-rimmed, mirrored the obsession taking root. I'd make her feel this pain tenfold. The next morning, under a sky still bruised with clouds, I returned for our things. Eleanor wasn't there, coward, but Harold was, lounging in Dad's armchair like he owned it. His smile was oily, teeth too white. "Anna, no hard feelings. Business is business." I ignored him, shoving clothes into boxes, each fold fueling my resentment. In the attic, amid dust motes dancing in the weak light, I found it. Dad's old safe, tucked behind forgotten photo albums. I'd known the combination since I was a teen. His birthday. Inside, not just the will Eleanor claimed gave her everything but letters. Yellowed envelopes, addressed in a woman's handwriting I didn't recognize. My hands trembled as I opened one. "My dearest Tom," it began. "Our nights together are all that keep me going." An affair. Dad's affair spanning decades. And the dates, overlapping with my childhood, my brother's birth. Was he even Dad's son? Guilt twisted in my gut. This was dynamite, but using it meant tarnishing Dad's memory, hurting my brother Mark, who idolized him. Doubt crept in. Was I really this vengeful? But then I remembered Lily's sobs, the rain soaking her innocence away. No, Eleanor had known. Why else hide these? She'd built her life on lies, and now she'd pay. I pocketed the letters, my resolve hardening like steel in a forge. Over the next weeks, we crashed on a friend's couch, Lily withdrawing into books, her laughter rare. I worked double shifts at the diner, the greasy air clinging to my skin, but my mind plotted. Subtle hints to Mark about family secrets during our calls. He was overseas, oblivious. Researching Harold online. Tax liens, shady deals. He wasn't clean. Obsession gripped me. I'd lie awake, heart pounding, imagining Eleanor's face when it all crumbled. Fear whispered too. What if it backfired? What if Lily saw me as the monster? But the moral conflict fueled me. Justice wasn't pretty, but it was necessary. One evening, as rain pattered against the window again, mirroring that fateful night, I called Eleanor. "We need to talk," I said, voice steady. "About what?" she snapped, but there was a waver. "The house. And Dad's letters." Silence stretched, thick with tension. "You wouldn't dare," she finally hissed. "Try me." I hung up, a cold smile creeping across my face. The slow burn had begun. Eleanor showed up at the diner the next day. Her designer coat out of place amid the vinyl booths and coffee stains. She slid into a seat, avoiding my eyes. "What do you want, Anna?" I poured her coffee, the steam rising like unspoken threats. "Why did you do it? Throw us out like that?" She sighed, fingers tracing the cup's rim. "Harold convinced me. Said we'd sell high, retire to Florida. But it's more. You remind me too much of him, of the mistakes." "Mistakes?" I leaned in, voice low. "Like his affair." Her face paled, eyes darting. "How?" "I found them. All of them." She gripped the table, knuckles white. "He loved her, Anna. More than me. I stayed for you kids, but it broke me. Now, with Harold, I have a chance at happiness." Layered hurt hit me. Her pain real, but it didn't excuse hers. "And our happiness. Lily's. You'll survive. You're tough like me." But her voice cracked, revealing cracks in her armor. I walked away, heart racing. This wasn't just revenge. It was unraveling. That night, I drafted an email to Mark, attaching scans of the letters. Hesitation clawed at me. Guilt for the fallout, fear of irreparable damage. But resentment won send. The days blurred into a haze of anticipation, each one tightening the noose of suspense. Mark called 2 days later. His voice shattered across the ocean static. "Anna, what the hell?" "Dead. An affair. And Mom knew." "I found proof," I said, feigning reluctance. "She hid it to protect us, I think. But after what she did to Lily and me." He cursed, the sound raw. Mark had always been the golden child, but this cracked his world. "I'm flying home. We need to confront her." Perfect. The pieces aligned without me lifting another finger, yet. Inner conflict raged. Was I manipulating my brother? Obsession whispered yes, but justice demanded it. Lily noticed my distraction, her small hand slipping into mine one evening as we shared a pizza on the floor of our temporary apartment. "Mom, are you okay? You look angry all the time." I forced a smile, heartbreak splintering. Just tired, baby. But things will get better. Lies but necessary. Her trust fueled my resolve, even as guilt gnawed. Eleanor called repeatedly, her messages escalating from pleas to threats. Delete those letters, Anna. You'll regret this. I ignored them, letting the silence build tension like a storm gathering force. Harold's background check, done discreetly via a friend in the sheriff's office, revealed more. Embezzlement charges dropped years ago, but whispers of ongoing fraud. I anonymously tipped the local paper, a subtle seed planted. The confrontation came on a crisp autumn afternoon, leaves crunching underfoot like brittle bones. Mark arrived, jet-lagged and furious, pounding on Eleanor's door. Now Harold's domain too. I stood back with Lily in the car, watching through the window. Eleanor opened the door, her face ashen. Mark, He shoved past, letters in hand. I couldn't hear the words, but the gestures told the story. Accusations flying, Eleanor's denials crumbling. Harold emerged, red-faced, barking defenses. The air thickened with suppressed rage, the kind that simmers before exploding. Later, Mark filled me in over coffee, his hands shaking. She admitted it. Stayed with Dad for the money, the house. But the affair. It destroyed her. Said she kicked you out to cut ties with the past. Harold's idea to flip the property. Resentment surged anew. And now, I'm contesting the will. If Dad wasn't faithful, maybe it invalidates something. His eyes met mine, layered with pain. Thanks for telling me, sis. But why now? I hesitated, moral grayness closing in. Because she hurt us. All of us. As weeks passed, the slow burn ignited. The newspaper ran a story on Harold's questionable past. His deals unraveling. Clients pulled out, his reputation in tatters. Eleanor called one night, sobbing. You've ruined everything, Anna. Harold left me. The house sale fell through. Good, I said coldly, but inside doubt flickered. Was this justice or cruelty? Her voice, broken, echoed my own heartbreak. Yet obsession pushed forward. I visited her, the house now echoing with emptiness. She sat in the dim living room, surrounded by unpacked boxes, her face gaunt. Why? She whispered. You left my daughter in the rain, I said, voice steady. Like she meant nothing. Tears tracked her cheeks. I was scared. Harold said you'd drag me down. But I regret it. Please forgive me. Forgiveness. The word hung tempting. Inner conflict peaked. Anger versus empathy. She wasn't cartoonish evil, just flawed like me. But then I remembered Lily's sobs, and cold resolve won. I can't, I said, turning away. The twist came unexpectedly. That night, a knock at our door. Mark with a folder. Anna, I dug deeper. The letters. They're fakes. Mom swears it, and forensics confirm. Dad was faithful. Chuck jolted me. What? You planted them. Or wait. His eyes widened. You didn't know. Well, I'd found them genuine, or so I thought. But doubt crashed in. Had Eleanor forged them years ago, a paranoid delusion? Or Harold to manipulate her? The truth unraveled. Eleanor had suspected Dad but found nothing. In her grief, she'd written fake letters to prove her pain, hiding them as self-torment. I'd weaponized her own madness. Guilt flooded, obsessive revenge turning to horror. Mark disowned us both, the family shattered. Eleanor, isolated, sold the house cheap, moving to a nursing home, broken. But the poetic justice. In destroying her, I'd mirrored her betrayal. Cold, calculated. Lily, sensing the shift, hugged me tighter. It's over, Mom. Was it? As rain fell again, I stared out, resentment fading to hollow resolve. Revenge's price. My soul stained gray forever.